To the fourth episode of Again in Love with Tech podcast. My name is Irabor and I'm the host. So today we have Someleze Diko, who is here and is actually a cloud advocate with Microsoft. And we are going to be talking about fusion development. So hi Someleze, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, wonderful. Hi,
Yeah.
Rachel. Thank you so
Hi.
much for having me. My name is Someleze Diko, and I'm a cloud advocate at Microsoft that is based out of South Africa.
Yeah.
And I normally work with the Power Platform and trying to engage with students to be able to utilize the Power Platform in terms of building the different kinds of solutions I can actually come up with. And mostly the idea around the Power Platform is just that it's low code, no code, and with a lot of students that are doing, let's say, computer science courses or
Yeah.
IT related courses, they normally shy away from the Power Platform, saying that it's not for them. So
Yeah.
we have this thing called Fusion Development, where we actually try to also cater to professional developers and also
Yeah.
computer science students to actually get into the Power Platform.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, Somalis. I love that you're trying to make like you're trying to bridge the gap for computer science students that they feel that okay, Power Platform is not for them, and you're trying to bring feature development to them so that they can come into Power Platform. So before we go on the call, like I'm trying to ask, like, what is fusion development, especially for our listeners? Like, how do they understand what is fusion development?
Yeah, that's actually a great question, and there's not
Yeah.
really necessarily one answer to that around what fusion development is, but the very simplistic answer that I can probably give you is fusion development is more of trying to build or bring together citizen developers and professional
Okay.
developers together, where they can be able to use the skills to actually build solutions with their collaboration. But
Yeah.
the actual definition around fusion development is where professional developers are taking a much more serious role within development using the Power Platform. So, for an example, if I am a computer science student and let's say, I know C sharp or I know
Yeah.
some markup languages like HTML or frameworks around Angular and all of those things, Fusion development actually tries to take the skills that you already have around your
Okay.
professional developer skills, your programming skills, and then
Yeah.
brings them together with the Power Platform where you can either build proper or very good looking Power Apps. I know Christine has done this um, multiple times, and also trying to bring other skills around API management or building your
Yeah.
API and also using it
Okay.
within the Power Platform by building your custom connectors within the Power Platform so that you can be
Yeah.
able to make API calls to whichever data source or database that you're
Yeah.
actually using.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. And there's one thing I love about Power Platform is that if that data source, like you said about custom connectors, if that data source is not available, you can actually create a custom connector for that database or data source. So another question I have to ask you is that how can you work with fusion development on Power Platform?
Yeah, that is actually a great idea. Also
Yeah.
a great question also, where if you are trying to work um, with Fusion development within the Power Platform space, like
Yeah.
the one that I just mentioned just now, is you can actually try to build custom connectors where you are not having a data source available for you within a Power
Okay.
Platform. So whether it's Power Apps or Power Automate, and you want
Yeah.
to use that specific data source, but it's not available as a connector within the Power Platform, then you can build like a custom connector. So normally, how I look at a
I
custom
submit.
connector,
I
yes,
think.
I'm still here. As I was saying, with like a custom connector, it's normally similar to what can I say, to an API. So you can build your
Okay.
own API to run different different HTTP methods, like whether it's your
Yeah.
get method, your post method, and all of those things. You can build that API and then try to build a custom connector to actually use your API to fetch your data from a data source that is not catered for within the Power Platform. And then another
Okay.
way of how you can actually work with Fusion development,
Yeah.
something that Christine is doing, is you
Yeah.
can actually go within Power Apps specifically.
Okay.
So normally
Yeah.
people say the Power Apps or the apps that you build with Power Apps are just Power Apps, and it's a Power App basically. It's not really a
Yeah.
mobile application, it's a Power App. So what you can
Okay.
do when you're using Fusion development is that you can try to come up with your HTML and CSS skills so that you can
Yeah.
add some custom styling to your application and have a
Wow,
very
that's
good
amazing.
looking user interface. Yeah, Kristen
That's
is
really
doing a
amazing.
lot of work on that. Yeah, it definitely is. So on that, you can be able to have a very good looking user interface, have your Power App look like an actual mobile application instead of
Yeah.
just a Power App,
The
and you
Power
can
Apps.
have a, yeah, you can just have a very good looking user interface, and you can
Yeah.
add different kinds of gradients and all of those things and different aspects within the interface space.
Okay, that's amazing. Like being able to, when you're seeing your app and it's looking like a professional power apps, like a professional mobile app. So I love what Fusion development, what you can use it for, like the examples you gave. And especially for our first listeners, like maybe this is the first time you are listening to this podcast and they do not understand what is Power Platform. So what do you say to them? Like, how do you explain to them what is Power Platform?
Yeah, that's great. If they're starting
Yeah.
out, that is wonderful. They're actually at the right place to actually learn about the Power Platform and Fusion development. So Power Platform is a suite of products that you would actually use to build solutions. So it's
Okay.
spanning across Office 365, Azure, and Dynamics 365. So within the Power Platform space, you can actually look at the different kinds of products. So currently we
Yeah.
have 5 products within the Power Platform space, which is Power
Okay.
Apps for mobile applications. You can build
Yeah.
mobile applications. Power Automate for workflow development. So if you want to have automations within your
Yeah.
solutions, you can use Power Automate to build those workflows. Power
Yeah.
BI for business analytics. So if you are big on doing some business analysis for your organization
Yeah.
or for your
Data.
solution, yeah, you can use Power BI, Power Virtual Agents to build intelligent agents or chatbots,
Yeah.
and then Power Pages to build websites. So the common
Okay.
thing that the Power Platform actually has is that within all 5 products, it's actually a low code, no code product or low
Platform.
code, no
Yeah.
code platform that people can use to build their solutions. So they don't necessarily have to have a programming background. They don't necessarily have to be from
Yeah.
a
That's very
computer
true.
science, yeah, a computer science course. If they want to get started with their tech journey or the Power Platform journey, they can just get started right away and they can be able to build
Yeah.
their solutions right away.
Yeah, that's one thing too I love about Power Platform is that Power Platform is for everybody. You don't have to be like a Power Platform developer. Your job description does not have to be like we are working in Power Platform. So you can be doing any role and be working with Power Platform, like working with any tool in Power Platform. And like what somebody said, like you don't have to be a programmer, you don't have to know code, you don't have to have a coding experience to use the Power Platform. So another question I have to ask is that how is your day-to-day like? Like I noticed from your LinkedIn profile that you're a Fusion development, like cloud advocate of Fusion development. So I want to ask, like, how is your day-to-day like working with Fusion development?
That's actually a great question. I'm not sure how to
Yeah.
answer that, but I will do my best to actually answer it. So my day to day within working with Fusion development is sometimes I normally focus on just building solutions using the Power Platform only, and then sometimes I try
Okay.
to do solutions that are involving different kinds of technologies, or in this case,
Yeah.
Microsoft technologies. So this is what we call multi-cloud
Okay.
solutions that we build. So for an example, if I build a solution that has to do with either sending reminders about tasks
Yeah.
that someone is assigned to, I
Okay.
can either use Microsoft Graph or use something else or use
Wow.
Planner.
Wait,
But for
seriously,
me,
you can do that with Microsoft Graph?
yes, so
Wow.
you can
Okay.
use Microsoft Graph to actually get all of the tasks that are assigned to you or assigned to your
Okay.
teammate. And then because Microsoft Graph is its own technology, you can do
Yeah.
so many things. But for you to be able to do that, you can actually need to understand some form of JavaScript and some form of
Yeah.
programming background. But for a
Okay.
person who's just starting out with, let's say, their tech journey, they can
Yeah.
actually use Microsoft Graph with the Power
Yeah.
Platform. So for an example, you get those specific tasks that are assigned to your teammate or to yourself.
Okay.
And then now how can you actually send those reminders? You can just use Power Automate alongside with
Yes.
Microsoft
Yeah.
Graph and then
Wow.
send that email notification. So I try
Yeah.
to normally just build solutions that work with those different kinds of technologies and how I can actually
Okay.
use those technologies in conjunction with the Power Platform.
Yeah.
And also sometimes I also work with C Sharp where we're just working with APIs. And I know there's a module within Microsoft Learn that
Read through learning parts on Fusion development because I'm still in my learning journey and I'm still learning more about Power Platform because Power Platform is very big. So I'm just taking it one step at a time. But there's something I noticed that I have a question to ask you is that Fusion development, is it just for Power Apps? Because we're talking about Power Platform. So is it just for Power Apps or there are other tools in Power Platform that you can use Fusion development for?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer to
Yeah.
that is you can actually use Fusion development with other tools. And one that I
Yeah.
actually mentioned was Power Automate, where I talk
Okay.
about Microsoft Graph, and then you can also use Power Automate to like run part of that solution.
Okay.
And then another product that you can actually use Fusion development with is Power Pages, the recent one that was released during Microsoft Build this year.
Yeah.
So with Power Pages, normally you can drag and drop and make your website look how you want it to look. And then in a
Okay.
case where someone who is a professional developer or a computer science student wants to add a little bit more flair or functionality to their website using JavaScript or any other
Yeah.
framework, then they can actually use those frameworks within Power Pages and add in that element of Fusion development and just hard code everything if they
Yeah.
wanted to. And then well, from what I can think of, those three products, which is Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Pages, are the ones that are at the core of Fusion development because
Okay.
people can bring in different elements of their programming backgrounds and
Yeah.
also their JavaScript skills or any other framework skills into the Power Platform space. Hence the
Okay.
word Fusion development. And then
Yeah.
another key aspect of the Fusion development space is using it with Microsoft Azure. So
Wow.
in this
Yeah.
case,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
in this case, this is where you are building solutions that either use custom vision within Microsoft Azure. So you set up your services
Okay.
within Azure, and then you try to build an AI model using the custom
Yeah.
vision.ai platform, and then
Okay.
you call it within Power Apps to either detect an object or to detect a sickness. There is a very great example of this where one of the student ambassadors within the program actually built a solution to detect a sickness called diabetic retinopathy
Wow.
using
That
custom vision and Power Apps.
wow, that's amazing. Like, wow. Are you serious? That's amazing. That's really
Definitely.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
definitely.
cool. Man, Power Apps is so big. Like, there's so many things to learn and so many things to do. And that's what I love about the Power Platform is that when you cannot say that, okay, I'm tired. I've gotten to the end point of this platform. Like, I've learned everything because there are so many things to learn in Power Platform. And one other thing to also tell our listeners is that if this is the first time you are hearing about Power Platform and you are thinking that okay, or you are trying to start your tech journey, and you're thinking that, okay, this is too late for me to start. Like, I don't know where to start from. I don't know where to start my tech journey from. You can actually come into Power Platform. Like, Power Platform is a home for everyone. You don't have to be a developer. You don't have to be like, you don't have to have any coding experience, because most people, one thing to I've noticed about tech is that most people shy away from tech because
Yeah,
they feel that, okay, I have to code. I have to learn different programming languages in order to have a career in Power Platform. But Power Platform is telling you, no, you can come in. You don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be a programmer to be able to build solutions with Power
yeah,
Platform. You can build applications. You can build websites. You can create automations, meaning you can cut down repetitive tasks. You can create chatbots and so many other things. And you can integrate the platform, like you can do integration inside of the platform.
yeah,
So hi,
definitely.
Someleze. So I love everything you said. I really learned a lot from this call, like because I'm still learning about fusion development. And I saw your LinkedIn. I thought, okay, I was looking at your LinkedIn and I saw fusion development. I was like, okay, wow, I want to learn what this is. Like this is my first time I'm seeing it, and I want to know what it's all about. So if you have questions and you want to know more about what this is about, you can actually reach out to Someleze on LinkedIn. His name is Someleze Diko. So, hi Someleze. Do you have any other things to tell our listeners?
Yes, I just
Okay.
have a few words. So if
Okay.
you are starting out with your tech journey, or not even a tech journey to be specific, but you are just learning stuff as you go along, because
Yeah.
normally there are people out there that just say, I want to learn something new, whether
Yeah.
it's tech or whether I can use tech within my field and see how I can apply it. You've
Okay.
come to the right place.
Yes,
With
definitely.
Yeah, within this space, you can be able to learn more about the Power Platform itself, technology, and all of those things, and you can use it, and you can try to understand how you can use the Power Platform to solve a specific problem within your industry, whether you're in
Yeah.
HR, whether you're in finance, or whether you're
Yes.
in the medical field. You can try
Yeah.
to understand how you can use the Power Platform to build solutions for that. And that is the reason why we love the Power Platform so much, is that you can
Yeah.
literally use it to build solutions for different kinds of industries or fields.
Yes,
And
that's true. That's very true.
yeah, and the bonus point with the Power Platform is that in this case, you don't necessarily need to go to your, let's say, your manager or your boss or whatever to get someone to get them to hire someone to build the solutions. You can actually build the solutions yourself and then submit it
Yeah.
to your manager, and using all the different kinds of skill sets that you have. Even if you already have any programming language or programming skills that you have from your background, you can still use the Power Platform. It's not just for
Yes.
people who don't know how to code. Even people who know how to code
To
can
code.
use the
Yeah.
Power Platform in the
Yeah.
umbrella or under the umbrella of Fusion development. And you just take it easy, step by
Yes.
step, go through your journey. Don't rush it, because you
Yeah.
will start to understand how to actually navigate your journey and how to build the solutions to actually solve a specific problem.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much, Somelise. And there's something I've noticed about Power Platform is that you can come from any career into Power Platform, whether you're a product designer, whether you're a front-end developer, no matter your career background or your tech background, you can come into Power Platform. And also, like what Somelise said, even when you're an HRO, maybe you're a data analyst, you can also use the tools in Power Platform. So, hi. So it's pretty amazing, and these are one of the reasons why I love Power Platform, because me myself, I started my journey in Power Platform. I started my tech journey in Power Platform, and it's been amazing so far. I'm seeing so much to learn. I'm seeing different things every day. I'm seeing something new. Like, okay, I just learned about fusion development today. I'm seeing different things that are new. So it's pretty amazing. So in the next podcast. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Hi,
you so
Somalis.
much.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi.